In a moment we're going to be watching another video by Eyes That Can See, I love his stuff. I heard the frustration in his voice because obviously some people have had a go at him. I've had that. People have had a go at me. When I was on the original Unscrambled channel, quite often I'd go there and they'd say, you need a psychologist, a psychiatrist, you need this, you need that, and you know, you get the odd one, don't you? But when you get loads of them, it is a little bit like, oh gosh, you know, oh, it's horrible, and it's not true.
Sorry.
Get away! Get away! Get away from here! Never come back!
Yeah, we put ourselves out here, and yeah, I know that we can be ridiculed, but at least we try and tell you what's going on. And when I watched his video, there's a few things I want to say. He said the bendy thumbs. Oh, me and Amy saw that all over the Chris Watts case. Chris Watts always had these really bendy thumbs, and then we started noticing, Amy, did you see, they've got it too, and they've got it. The way they hold their thumbs is not the way we hold it. Eyes That Can See mentions of this in his video. And the other thing is that there's a few more things that I want to show, but I wanted to say this. Look, originally, well, so we think, or we've been told, we had radios. You didn't see the people. They just talked the parts. Your mind did the rest. You know, oh darling, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah, well, that'd be great, thanks. You know, listening to this story. Anyway, for as far back as I can, you know, like, it's quite young when this, well, you know, there's Star Wars, once you realise how they did all those, and this is Avalon, and they did the same, Avatar, sorry, and they did the same with this. See, this man here, he is saying all of it, and then on the screen, his character, because he's got the little dots. These are what we were trying to tell you about NASA. They always have dots on them because this is how the CGI makes everything he does fit into the cartoon. And I've told you about this. So she's the lady that plays the voice of that one. See? Now, when they're doing it, when I was watching this on YouTube, they're looking at each other and it's like the real thing you're watching, except they're just taping their voices and then they're a cartoon for the rest. So when he smiles, whatever he does with his hands, the cartoon does with his hands. I mean, this is complete. See, she's frowning, the cartoon is frowning. She's looking with her head this way, so is this. This, whatever she's doing with her little dots and everything, that is mirrored. So why would you think it's any different from what you're seeing on the TV?
Hey! Get away from here! Never come back!
I watched one, it's on this channel somewhere. I put it out about, say, 6 months ago. And the guy said he went in, he was telling everybody on, you know, it was on like the news or whatever it was, you know, some newsy program. And he was going, he went in, they took 10 minutes of footage of him. That's it, that's all they need. In that 10 minutes, they've got your voice, your mannerisms, how you move, what you look like, everything. And that's all they need for a career. They can make a career out of you, because once they've got the image, then okay, this one is definitely the cartoon type, but they put, say it was her, they put her face on there, and then everybody else can act her, like she's acting this one. So what I see is it's cartoons. I see it's cartoons. And also I just want to show you a few things in the video, and then we're going to watch Eyes That Can See. The way I see it, just on top of Eyes That Can See's amazing video, There's no way you could do that with a face. Look, it's sideways. And anyway, he says it in there. These are 2D. These are like 2D things. It calls them entities in the hair. But when you look, okay, this is not my footage. This is eyes that will see's footage. They look like letters and numbers, but you can't, you know, like there is a 5, and there is a 6, and there is a 3, and that looks like a 7. You can call them entities, but he's noticed these things in the hair. So have we. We have eyes that will see. So have we, me and Amy. We've been watching them since 2018. That's when we noticed them. This is eyes that can see, panning round and seeing whatever these things are in his hair. Let's turn that off and put it on so that you can see. So he's looking, but look at the size. All right there. Stop. To go back. Oh, we need to go back. Let's go back to there. Play it on. Because obviously this isn't my footage. Oh, we missed it. Let's have a look. Let's go back here a minute. Footage. This is Eyes That Can See has filmed this, and he's talking. So I just saw it. Right, well, hopefully you can see it now. See, this is, you know, like we saw. I put it out again on this channel maybe 6 months to a year ago. The one where they told you how Obama talked to Oprah. They weren't even in the same room. But on the screen, it looks like they're opposite each other. He's somewhere and she's somewhere, and oh, it's new technology, but it isn't. So this is the same thing probably. Because he is much closer to the camera, but he is twice the size of him. Do you see? Do you see? They cannot be opposite each other. Let's put it on. Yeah, the infestations in his hair. See, he is much bigger. Look at that. Just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look. Look. And the bendy thumb. I still see the bendy thumb. Look at the size of him to him. And they both, look at it all. Just look at it all. I've just stopped the footage. What is he, a midget? So, yes, I'm just as frustrated as you, Eyes That Will See, but I'm a fan, and I love the fact that you spot it, because I'm not the only one. And there's more of us, there's loads of us now that are seeing this on this channel, other channels doing the same things. On the Unscrambled Channel, I've got a video. I might even put it out on this one as well, saying what they're doing to us, and it's just, it is. But anyway, see what they're doing. Look at that. That's what you trust. You trust that. I try and tell my parents and my children what they believe, and they don't get it. So I understand the frustration that Eyes That See can see, and I pray that the world wakes up and realises what is happening to it right in front of your face. Anyway, let's watch Eyes That Can See That Will See now, because he's just as me. Anyway, let's move on to Eyes That Can See. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments afterwards.
I've come across this guy a few weeks ago, and I had a chance to do a video, but there's some things that I want to point out on this guy. Obviously you can see the colour of him. Look at colour of his ear, look at colour of his cheek. This looks like someone's been beaten black and blue, you know, and bruising's coming out, and his head, you know what I'm saying, it's just not real. It's just not real. It doesn't sit right. Look at his hair. You can see manifestations in his hair, you know, trying to conceal it as some sort of hair stuff, whether it's gin or whatever you want to call it, tech. This doesn't happen when we get recorded. I understand that there's things, you know, manifestations can probably or possibly be on everyone, depending on what sort of activities you partake in life, what sort of maybe sins you commit. But this is them, and it's not the camera. The camera picks up something our eyes can't pick up, and that is why these videos that I'm going to be putting up in future are going to be real-time videos, because I've had people saying, oh, it's people on telly, it's only those people, or it's only this. Well, I've captured all this shit on people doing everyday things, doing the jobs and things like that. So it's not just on the telly, it's all around you. And when you start putting this shit together all around you, this is when everyone loses the shit. And I've said that before. People won't admit that they've been duped. And this is it. If I'm chatting a load of bollocks, yeah, let me chat bollocks, because the bollocks that I chat, if it's really bollocks, then, you know, I'm making a fool of myself. But when you get certain reactions in comment sections and off of certain channels and out in public and things like that, you've got to ask yourself, why are you getting so frustrated and pissed off at something that's either not true or, you know, is absolute nonsense? It shouldn't bother you. Let me speak and let other people just make a fool of themselves if that's the case. But I've just got some things to point out in this video of this guy, and some of the things that I want to say about what I've been posting over the last few videos. But yeah, you can see these manifestations in his face, in his, you know, the faces in his hair. You know, you can blatantly see that he has got a tint of green. The camera doesn't do that. These are state-of-the-art cameras that they're supposed to be using. Like I've said before, they can't transmit a picture or make somebody not look like a fucking alien. You know what I mean? You know, every one of them all look like oddballs. The fidgeting, twitching, eyes fizzing out screen, can't look straight forward, you know, and things like that. Moving their hands out of the way, clutching and touching. And I've proved it that it's not just these folk on telly, and it's those all around you, or not all of them, but some of the Decepticons all around you. And what we're living in, this is my sort of thing, is the real itchy and scratchy show, yeah? All these motherfuckers, all itch and scratch, yeah? And let's just do a bit of research what itching and scratching means. You can do a quick Google search. Where does the word itch come from? And it says the word may be traced to Greek meaning katithias, or meaning wickedness. Now, why would something be named wickedness, a scratch, when we're all supposed to get an itch and a scratch? That's very, very suspicious. And let me just carry on. A restless, usually constant, often compulsive desire. Why would a scratch be called that? You know, an often compulsive desire. You know what I mean? Are they compulsively having to scratch themselves to maintain the deception or whatever it is? Because our eyes only pick up a certain band of light, and that's what it is. We're moles in this reality, and that is where it's at. Yeah? There's hybrids, there's everything. People look like animals, you know, look like pigeons, look like cockatoos, owls, dogs, you know, pretty much like, what's it called? Jupiter Ascending, along that sort of lines. You know, there's people all about us, but it's all these people with bendy thumbs, hiding the thumbs out of you. It is those people, like I say, these simpletons that you see about, yeah, that you go, oh, look at him, you know, there's something about them, you know, we've been conditioned that we've got to trust everybody, and everybody's your friend, and they're not. The Decepticons keeping an eye on you, and they know who knows what and who don't know what, yeah, and it's proved when you go out in public. Yeah, you can spot this shit in public. You know, it's in the hands, it's in the teeth, it's, you know, and it's in the demeanour and the way they move the hands about. That is what it is. The real itchy and scratchy show. A game of cat and mouse trying to spot these Decepticons around you. Yeah, I do believe there's real humans that are just nasty people and born, you know, but most of the things that they try to push on us, I do believe, is these people. You know, these videos that you go watching these people auditing, yeah, some of them are these people that I'm pointing out, and you wonder why they manage to go around, record these people and antagonise them, yeah, knowing full well that they don't want to be filmed because you know why, yeah. And when I go and spot this stuff in the videos, you know, it is real time. I haven't recorded it. This is already out there. The camera doesn't lie. The camera picks up something our eyes pick up. The reason why these people in public don't want you going out and recording them, it's not for data protection, it's because you can go home, look at that footage, slow it down, zoom in, and things like that. And when you start being able to do that, you spot all this shit, yeah? They know full well that the camera exposes them, yeah? That's why they want to keep us all in check, in his box. You can't do this, you're not allowed to do that, and what have you. That's what it is. All these tyrants that are trying to tell you to do this and do that, you can't go there, you can't do this, when they know full well you can. It's the telling you not to do it because they know that they're gonna see through the bullshit, fake, whatever they've got over them, that you can see through it. And this is what the camera does. The camera does that, and they know it. And I'm proving it through the videos that I'm showing, yeah? I'm not just saying it's this or that, it's just a process of elimination and nothing else. You know, you think of every excuse you can think of possibly to rationalise it. There's only so many times that you can use that before it just loses steam, basically, and just has no meaning, because they're not all the same. But these people want to tell you what they're telling you, and it's correct. And if you don't buy into what they're telling you, then you're wrong. You know, your bullshit doesn't trump my bullshit, and vice versa. Like I said, let people talk the bullshit, because if it is bullshit, they'll just make a fool of themselves in the end, and that is just how it is. But you can spot these things out in public very, very easy, you know, and you don't even need a camera, yeah? Most of the time you can see it in the hands, the eyes, and the mouth, yeah? But the hands especially. You've got to look at the fingers. When you see people with overly long fingers, like spider fingers for the size of the body, women with big hands that look like sticking set fingers, look at the way the colour is distributed through the hand. Look at where the bend occurs on the fingers and thumbs, whereabouts it occurs. Just like in that video I've showed you other day with the lady in public with a bent hand. You can see that without the camera, because you know that they're touching it. And if you look at them touching it, you can see these things. You look at people when they're scrolling the phone in public. Watch how the little fingers go move about, and you know, you can see it. It is there. It looks weird, but because you're seeing a finger, you just think, oh, it's just a finger. But when you start looking at this and paying attention to what your hands really do and really do in those situations, you'll start to see that these unnatural movements of these people, it's not human movement, and that's what it is. You know, you can see, the best way to see on the hands is you look for at the bottom of the fingers where the nails are. You'll see like lumps and bumps down, you know, around that part. And I'm going to put some videos out showing this. You know what I'm saying? You can see when people hold the phones or hold an object, or when they're typing, look at the fingers and what they're doing, and you'll start to actually see that some of that stuff, where the fingers are moving, it isn't normal. Yeah? And when these people are looking at you and their eyes are fizzing all over, they can't look at you, you know what I mean? Because they know, you know, some of these people, you know, they're complete and utterly blank you because they just can't look at you. Some of them will be nice to you, and some of them will just, you know, they'll just try and get rid of you as fast as you can, because you can't be in the presence when you know this stuff, and they know it. They know full well that you know it. Yeah? And I see in comment section of my videos and other videos, yeah, giving these bullshit things, trying to lead people down a sidetrack, yeah, and that's what you're doing. You're giving them half of the pie, or a piece of the pie, but what I'm doing is I'm saying, no, I don't want your pie. I'm going to take that ingredient that you've got there, that ingredient there, because that one that you're giving me there's poison, that one's poison. I'm going to have that one, and I'm going to make my own fucking pie, yeah, that's not poisoned. And, you know, of what I'm seeing now, yeah, this is what it is. You know, people look like people, but aren't people, yeah? You wonder how all these behaviours, these nasty fuckers all over, you know, it's these people trying to tell us that it's normal human people, that it's us when it's not, and it's them.